Hi, my name is Selena, and I'm going to do my final book haul for a while. This was an important book haul for me, just because it's probably going to be the last for a while. Anyway, so I went to the Strand Bookstore, which, if you don't know, is a huge bookstore in New York City. It's about, 18 miles, 14 miles of books. My first time going there, and I was prompted really to go after reading Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. So I went to the store, and yeah, I am a happy person now. I bought lots of books, great deals and bargains. So I'm just gonna get right to it. This first book is called Black Ajax by, I don't even know, George MacDonald Fraser. And I totally bought this on a whim. Most of the books that I picked up were books that I had already previously heard about and wanted to buy. This one I did not. It was on a table that said like imported books. And so this is from England, I'm presuming. So Black Ajax is about an ex-American slave, and he is in London around Regency era, early Victorian era, and he becomes this like famous boxer over in England. And so I thought that might be an interesting story, and I love the time period because I love Austen, so I figured why not? I'll give it a go. So Black Ajax. The next book I picked up is a book by an author that I'm still currently reading an adult novel for, but this is a YA novel that he's written. It is Shipbreaker by Paolo Bacigalupi. And as you see, it's won many prizes, and it is a futuristic dystopian, and it takes place, I believe, in the same world that his adult novel, The Wind-Up Girl, takes place in. So, yeah, that sounds pretty interesting, that you have adult books and YA books taking place in the same sort of world, just written, one book's written for adults, one book's written for children. So I think that is kind of cool. Anyway, so he has a sequel to The Shipbreaker. It is called Drowned Cities, and this book is about a young boy who goes to these oil tankers in these huge ships that are part of our world, our contemporary world now, but in this future world, they're kind of relics of like a golden age, and so they break apart these ships for usable parts, and they take the oil and any source of energy that they can find. They also take the copper and nickel and other metals, and they harvest it for other use. And that's his job, and I believe they meet someone on one of these discarded ships, and he is then put in the situation of, does he continue to work and leave that person there to die because that's not part of his job, or does he risk his life to save and protect this person? That's about all I know about Shipbreaker, but from what I read in Wind-Up Girl, I'm really excited to read Shipbreaker because I think Paolo Bacigalupi is going to be one of my new favorite contemporary authors. Next is another futuristic book. It is Across the Universe by Beth Revis, and this is book one. I'm not sure about the cover. I heard that there was like some issue with the cover change in the series, because I remember seeing a cover where there was like two faces, a boy and a girl's face on the cover, but this, I didn't see that there, so I don't know if this is part of a new cover series or if, I don't know. I just hope that the covers go when I do buy the second and third book. Anyway, Across the Universe, I read the first chapter on the train back from the city, and excuse me. And on the train, that first chapter was pretty cool. She is on a ship called Godspeed, and she is being taken to a new planet. As she is being cryogenically frozen, she overhears some of the workers on the ship Godspeed talk about the recession and some of the problems that are occurring, and that even though this trip was supposed to take 300 years, it's now going to take 301 years, and she wants to know why it's taking an extra year and all this stuff, and then she's frozen. But her mind doesn't stop. They were told that once you're frozen, your mind kind of goes to sleep, but she's continually thinking, and I'm wanting to read more because that would drive me crazy. 301 years of your mind being like on go, but you can't do anything. I don't know. I would go crazy. So this book made me super excited for one reason only. The price. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm going to try to get real close to it. Can you see that? It's $8.50. List price was $16.99. What? It's hardcover. Okay, so what's the book? It is School of Good and Evil. And who is it by? It's by this person. I'm so horrible with names, I don't even want to bother. But yeah, School of Good and Evil. I again read the first chapter on the train coming home from the city, and looked really, really cool. It looked cute. I believe this is a middle grade read, so it should be quick. It's about these two girls who are somewhat friends in this land where people take their fairy tales very seriously. And there's this school, and the headmaster at the school kidnaps two children, and they are then admitted into the School of Good and Evil. But one child is put into the School of Good, the other child is put in the School of Evil. And if you're put in the School of Good, then you become a prince or a princess, or fairy godmother, I'm assuming, or something like that. But if you're put in the School of Evil, then you become a hag or a witch or some sort of troll or something like that. And the last book I picked up, The Raven Girl by Audrey Neffenegger. And I really was prompted to get this because of the pictures inside. So there's some really amazing, beautiful etchings like this. They're like beautiful in a haunting way. And it's not very long. I found this in the graphic novel section, comic book section at the Strand. So I guess it's classified as a graphic novel, but because of the pictures. But I've never read anything by Audrey Neffenegger. I saw The Time Traveler's Wife, didn't read it, but I figure I'll read this because it seemed short and sweet and kind of interesting. A little weird, but that's okay. I went to the Union Square Barnes & Noble, and I was remembering a book that Gwendolyn over at the Gwendolyn Reading Method has been talking a lot about, and I put it on my TBR, and I was like, guess what? I probably should just pick it up. It was right there in front of me. The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. There we go, Rothfuss. So it is part of a series, and then I also found part 2 hardcover at a used bookstore that I have credit in, so I'm going to get part 2 for free. And that's the other thing. I'm not going to buy books anymore where I have to use cash to get it. But if I can exchange a book for another book, then that's that. People can also buy me books too. I'm not outlawing that. I just don't want to spend any more of my money for a couple of months on books. Not a whole lot of booktubers talking about it, but Gwendolyn at Gwendolyn Reading Method has been talking a lot about this book and gives it such high praise that I was like, I guess I need to read it. So that was one book I bought, not at the Strand, but at Barnes & Noble. So that was my book haul, and I'm excited to read. You guys have Happy New Year. Happy reading. Bye.